Hello, hello. We are officially live once again. We're going to talk stocks and we're going to talk a few things. Let me just quickly set up a few things with the channel and we should be basically pretty much good to go. Let's see what we got over here. We've got our charts up. We've got our videos live. All right. What's up, everybody? You guys ready? I'm ready. I know that. Hold on, guys. Let me just make sure. Hey, Hamza, when you get a chance, take a look at. Okay, cool. I will definitely take a look at. I have no problems doing that for sure. All right. What's up, Joseph? You all right? Just gonna wait for a few more people to log in and we will get started with the stream. I'm excited, man. I feel like we had a good time today in the markets and we did recover quite well. And I just joined a new subscription that I'm very excited about. I think it's gonna do us all very well here in the markets. I'm excited to share that news, that knowledge, and hopefully those trades, right, with you guys. That's kind of what we're looking for. And that's what we're going to be doing looking forward. All right, guys, you know the drill. You know the drill. It's late night. We're going to be talking stocks. We're going to be talking ticker symbols. We're going to be talking what is going on in the world of the stock market. Hold on. Let me see if I can just update this really quickly to none other than PLTR. Let's just see where PLTR is sitting. PLTR, by the way, not looking too hot anymore. I'm starting to cool down a little bit. But we do have earnings coming in. Hold on, I'm just opening my earnings calendar to see what we have coming up and what we have that came up already yesterday. So we are gonna do that, guys. Remember to smash that like button. That would really help us with the YouTube algorithm, of course, which is what we love, right? We love the YouTube algorithm and we love investing in stocks. Okay, cool. PLTR, like I said, I feel like it's cooling off. I don't really know why. RSI is way overbought. I actually sold out of Riot today. First time investing in Riot, I bought the dip and then ended up selling out of it. And of course, I feel like I missed out on a crazy run because I sold out of Riot at around $61. And then look where it went after that. It's at $65 after that. I think it's going to continue to run. I think we're going to see Riot at 70 fairly soon. Now remember, this Friday is we are going to have a quad witching event, which means there's going to be a lot of options expiring, a lot of people moving in and out of stocks. It is going to set the tone for the next big sell-off or buyback. I don't know. I think there's a lot of money sitting on the sidelines. There's a lot of stuff going on in the market right now. So we could possibly see a huge surge in the market. Okay, so SNDL, how many of you guys got in SNDL today? Because SNDL had their earnings and it is crazy how much they are, I believe, after market. So I'm actually in SNDL. I bought SNDL earlier today at $1.48, I believe. And then we're going to be getting out of it closer to $2. We're not going to be sitting in SNDL. Now, I hear that SNDL is going to be one of the, let's just say apples of the future in the marijuana business. But I don't know if we want to hold SNDL long term. I think if we wanted to hold marijuana stocks, it would probably be a different brand. What are your all's thoughts on that? Also, of course, we do need to look at, while we're looking at SNDL and while we're looking at all of this, let's look at CCIV. Any earnings coming up tomorrow? Anybody know of bought and sold? Great. Been holding SNDL for some time. Well, it was a good time. I think we're going to get paid. Unless you've been holding SNDL at close to $3. Then you guys got to be patient with that. CCIV cooling down a little bit today. I did sell. Did I sell CCIV? I can't remember if I sold CCIV today. But we did have a move on CCIV, which I was excited about. Okay, what else do we have? We have some news on NIO, by the way. And I don't know if you guys heard this, but they've spotted NIO vehicles here in the US. This could be big news. This could be a catalyst. This could be something huge for us. And as you guys can see, after hours, NIO is sitting. I'm going to turn it to the 1 minute candle, guys, so that we can see a little better. But we did see NIO hit a $45 high right here after hours. So that's a good thing. It seems like NNDM, yes, I know. I'm actually afraid to check out NNDM. So I did hear the news on NNDM earlier today, and I actually did not check the stock out, did not check the price out after that. I'm actually afraid to see what is happening with NNDM now that they have enough cash. You know what? Let's catch my expression live on 11:25. Oh my god, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Beautiful. So going into after hours, NNDM is looking good, guys. Is looking good. Yeah. So you know, we've got some really good news, huge catalysts in the company. We're gonna be done, boys. NNDM is looking good, guys. Is looking good. We're gonna be breaking even on NNDM, which is, guys, which is a large position in our challenge portfolio. So very excited for NNDM. Also BNGO, by the way. BNGO, we cut quite a bit of our losses in BNGO. And for those of you who aren't aware of this, we actually ended up selling BNGO and NNDM, rebuying them lower, and we still ended up losing money in the portfolio. So I'm really excited to see what happens next, what happens this week. I think we're gonna make a ton of money, and that's something that I definitely am interested in, right? So that's something that we are looking for. Thanks for that, Trading for Charity, letting me know that that is what is going on with NNDM. That's good news. That's great news for us on NNDM and BNGO. What else we got? Any other catalysts? Any other catalysts on any other stocks? Okay, let's see what else do we have in our portfolio that's not looking so good. So Apple, we have it in our portfolio. We bought it at, I believe, 129. It's currently sitting at 125. It's not too bad, not too good, but not too bad. We can't really complain that much. Huge buy towards the end of the day today, which is good news. It did actually hit 125.86, so close to 126. We are gonna break even on our options on Apple very soon. SQ, so Square is not a part of our challenge portfolio, although it does seem to be holding quite well, and it did have a huge run up during the day today. Okay, so Square, not a part of our portfolio, is not going to be a part of our portfolio, but it's definitely something that we are looking at. SOS today, by the way, I did see a move in SOS earlier. Oh wow, look at that volume after. So I'm assuming this volume that came in was right as we got the news from the Fed and interest rates and everything. And just look at the difference in the volume between the first portion of the trading day and then the remaining portion as well. It's at $8, $8.15, new high, intraday high during after hours. Let's look at CTRM. You know what I'm upset about? I am upset about a stock that I invested in, and that stock is CleanSpark. Okay, so CleanSpark, I'm a little upset. Wow, what is going on with CTRM over here, guys? This is interesting. It hit $1 for a second and then went back down. I'm gonna put this on our watch list for tomorrow. We may jump into it because tomorrow we are anticipating a green day. So we're gonna see what's going on, and we're gonna, kind of figure that part out. CleanSpark, CLSK. So CleanSpark, we did end up buying CleanSpark at $26. That was our cost average, and unfortunately it dropped after that quite a bit, coming back up to almost $25. We're not there yet, but we are almost at break even with CleanSpark, which is good. I'm excited about that. I think we're gonna do fairly well with CleanSpark long term, so I think we should be okay in our portfolio and with CleanSpark. CleanSpark, by the way, is gonna continue in the portfolio UPST. Addy, could you tell us what the catalyst was? I'd be interested in seeing what the catalyst. Wow. Oh my God, look at that. Now this is a run up. This is something that we need to know. So we need to know what the catalyst was, and we definitely need to put this on our watch list, because this is something that is absolutely amazing. Look at that, from $50, actually $54 to $57 to $90 overnight. Okay, we're gonna have to open our StockWits account and see. I think even during after hours, look at that volume, it is pumping. So I definitely just what else did we have with a huge catalyst that we invested in? I think CHEK was CHEK. I'd be interested in seeing what CHEK actually looked like. Okay, let's take a look here. And CHEK seems to have settled. Yeah, it has settled down a little bit. So it might be a good time to actually consider getting back into CHEK. Let me just pull the 30-minute chart so that we can take a look at it, because we sold CHEK at about $3 and change, and it has come down and is continuing to remain down after hours. So and the RSI is actually looking decent, so we may want to jump back into CHEK. Well, actually we should have jumped back in right here into CHEK, but you know, something that we can continuously and continue to take a look at. It acquired Software Inc., provider cloud-based automotive retail software. It also beat earnings. That's what we like to hear. That is what definitely something that we like to hear. So we're going to put that on our watch list for tomorrow. It's probably going to be the first thing that we look at. Shift Technologies. Let's take a look at Shift and see how they did today. I'm going to go to the 5-minute, maybe even the 1 minute, just to take a look. But I think Shift did do fairly well today. Nothing crazy like UPST, but I think it still did fairly well. And if you guys remember, Shift was on our watch list. Anything else that was on our watch list that you guys can remember? I'm kind of forgetting all the stocks that we had on our watch list. Let me pull up the list real quick so we can go over the watch list. Hey guys, remember to smash that like button, fondle the like button. We love it when you guys press that like button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it means the world to me. So go ahead, press that like button while I get the list so we can go over it for tomorrow. Okay, and I'm back. All right, let's see what we have. We have FPAC. Let's take a look at FPAC really quickly and see where we're at with FPAC. I know that they had some movement yesterday. FPAC. Okay, here you go. This is what we're looking like. Not too much movement, not at the time being. We had ZOM. By the way, I think I ended up selling ZOM today. It did make a move, a good move today, to where I was able to exit ZOM for quite a little bit of money. Okay, let's see where we exited ZOM at. So ZOM is probably, I believe ZOM is out of our portfolio for now. AAL. Let's take a look at AAL and see where we're at. Wow, look at that, guys. Beautiful. That is just gorgeous. And it continues to go up, which is very interesting. All right, cool. HOFV. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look. HOFV. I know that we did talk about HOFV. And look, the catalyst was after hours. So whatever made it move, it did move after hours. Was good to me. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. AMC and GME, diamond hands, baby, all the way. Although AMC is looking better than GME right now, it does seem like AMC has a huge level of support at $13. I would love to get in it at about $12.50, but I don't think that's going to happen. I do think that now AMC is going to continue to probably move higher, and I think this Friday is going to be a huge day for AMC, and I think that is when we're gonna find out where things stand with AMC. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna, I think it's gonna be very interesting to see where AMC ends up. Okay, let's take a look at GME. I don't think the squeeze on GME is as good as the one on AMC. Let's take a look at GME. 209, so still holding above that $200. Did it close above 200? Let me see. Yeah, so I believe it closed above 200, which is still a, I mean, you know, which is great, but I think at this point I would put my money in AMC if I absolutely had to. MVIS. Let's take a look at MVIS, Microvision. A lot of movement during hours. Nothing. You know what I'm noticing? I'm noticing when the announcement came from the Fed, so like the second portion of the trading day, especially close to power hour, a lot of stocks started moving upward. A lot of stocks started trending upward, and that's kind of what we like to see anyway. So that was pretty good stuff. Market was going in the right direction. Okay, let's take a look at Rocket. How many of you are still invested in Rocket? I'm personally not invested in Rocket anymore, and I don't think I will be for a while. Maybe below $20, Rocket would be a good investment, but I don't think I want to move into it. Let's take a look at Blink. Oh, what about Plug? How many of you saw Plug today and made a move on it? I'd be interested and curious actually to find out what Plug looked like. So Blink did make a little bit of a move today, 5.4%. But I know that Plug is probably more interesting at this point than Blink is. Okay, so we had a 7% to the down. But now look at it. It's settled pretty high. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So Plug may be due for a reversal. The RSI is in the middle. I mean, you know, it's decent. Tesla. Let's take a look at Tesla, guys. Tesla, oh, 701. I actually did end up buying some Tesla again today at $679. It did fairly well. We may look into Tesla pre-market again tomorrow and buy the dip if we can. If we can get Tesla below $700, I think it's still a steal. Please tell me how to get out of Nikola. I have 1,000 at 26. Oh my God, Nikola. Let's take a look. This is what I would do if I had 1,000 at 26. So you're currently still sitting at 16. I would wait for a catalyst, man. I mean, you're not that far off. I mean, you are. Is cost averaging your way down, Nadeem, an option? Because if cost averaging your way down is an option, maybe that's something that you should consider. If you have 1,000 at 26, that's 26,000 G's in Nikola, man. How long have you held them? Because, you know, sometimes time value of money is something that you need to consider. I mean, you could take your loss in Nikola and invest it in something like a combination of PLTR, CCIV, Riot, you know, a couple other brand stocks that we know are going to grow in 2021 and maybe recover your losses. Maybe that's an option that you could consider. Or you could cost average your way down and then sell. That's actually what we do here in the portfolio. So we always buy in increments, not dollar amount, but we always buy in increments of shares. And I like to start off with maybe 100 shares, 200 shares, 300 shares, 400 shares. And that way I'm always cost averaged whichever way we move, you know. There's only a few shares that I think I've bought 500 or 1,000 off in one go. And those would be in companies like NNDM or BNGO probably. And those, you know, we're losing quite a bit of money in them as well. We're just going to hold because we do believe in the company. Now, a company like Nikola, I don't think I personally believe in it, you know, and that's kind of like something that I would have to consider. I'd probably, if I had to get out of it, I would probably get out of it and invest in other faster growing stocks. You got to admit, WWR is not great. Worst bag holder I had. I agree with you. I'm actually losing, I want to say around $1,000 in WWR, and it is not looking so good for WWR. But you know what? the market has a way of helping us. So a few more catalysts, a few more green days, I think we'll be able to get out of WWR just fine. I think everything that we have in our growth portfolio, we will be able to get out of just fine. I'm not concerned about any of the stocks that we have. And you know, that's kind of what that would look like. Okay, would love to see your breakdown, your decisions for your calls, your puts. I haven't gotten into them, but I would like to see how you set them up and ideas driving your decisions. Okay, so I recently, I used to only trade calls, so naked calls, long term, yearly. Obviously the last 4 weeks have been horrible for doing that, right? If I had to do it again, I would probably do much shorter calls, much cheaper calls, and I would probably look to get into them and out of them the same day. I've realized that when I trade when I trade options, if I'm in and out of the option the same day, whatever the loss or the gain is, it's just way more, it's easier when you close the balance out on your options, right? You don't suffer that time decay. So you need to make sure, I guess you need to make sure of a few things when you're buying, but the RSI is probably your best friend when it comes to buying options and stocks. In fact, I think the RSI is a huge indicator, and that's, by the way, this line here. I don't know if you guys can turn it on or off with your account, but this is Webull. I'm actually considering moving my account, not considering, I actually want to move my account from Robinhood to Webull because I think Webull has a lot more data and I would be able to make much better decisions, because right now the way I do it is I look at all the data on Webull and then I move over to Robinhood, and that really kind of, you know, there's a lot of, there's a time factor, there's a research factor, there's, you know, by the time I get into it factor. So I am actually considering moving my entire portfolio to Webull, and I think you guys would like that too. I think Webull has just so much more data and you can pull so much more information out of it. The problem that I have, and the reason why I can't move into Webull right now, is because I don't have like a dual monitor setup or a 3 monitor setup. I use a very simple setup right now to film my videos, to stream everything, and the setup is basically just my MacBook, right? So if I could show you guys what my setup looks like, I wish I could, but it's a very simple setup. Like, you know, I wish I had like at least maybe 2 more monitors, and if I did, then I would probably set Webull up to where I have those quick buy buttons, quick sell buttons. I could do analytics on one, I could run my screener on the other. I just don't have that set up just yet, but I will soon. And once I do, I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm actually, even once I do, I would love to share the way I set everything up, like place everything on the desktop with you guys, because I think it would be very helpful and it would be pretty cool to get your input on how you guys are looking at, you know, at your screens as well. Let me know how the move from Robinhood to Webull is. I need to do the same. I will, Joseph. I will for sure. I'm working on that right now. The only thing I don't like about Webull that I like about Robinhood is the instant deposit, right? With Robinhood, I can transfer the money like right now, right away, and it's there, you know. With Webull, it's a little bit of a struggle because I don't know. I don't think they have that instant transfer and whatnot. And so one other thing I consider is that if I were going to Webull, I may as well consider going to Thinkorswim, because I can trade on the OTC markets on my Thinkorswim. So I'm really kind of considering either Webull or Thinkorswim. That's kind of what I'm thinking, because I liked a couple of stocks that are in the OTC market. I think that there are growth stocks there that we can take a look at, and they have huge potential for growth. And those, I mean, they're super high risk, obviously, which is why they're not on Robinhood or Webull. But I think, you know, if we're making a little bit of money and we throw it into a couple of risky things, I think we should be okay. Thinking about a call on SNDL. Don't care for the stock, but options seem promising. The thing about options, it depends how far out, Eric, right? And the reason is because I like to buy longer period options, like options that are further out. And sometimes the option price is just so expensive compared to the stock that I would rather just own the stock. And SNDL is actually one of those stocks where I would assume that the cost of the stock, because it's so cheap, I would rather just have the stock, in all honesty, because I did that. I made that. I did exactly that with Time, TYME. I ended up buying the option, but what I realized is the option is actually a waste of money. Just because the stock was so cheap when I bought it, I would have much rather held on to the stock, and I would have lost less money and made more money. So if that makes any sense, I think on the more expensive stocks, the options are cheaper, so it does make sense to buy options. But on the cheaper stocks, for sure, you want to buy the stock over the option. Can you please look at my comment before? I would really appreciate it. Thanks. Okay, let's take a look at what your comment was. Thank you for hitting on your calls. Great info. Oh no, that wasn't it. Okay, here you go. Can you please take a look at SunW and Penn National gaming stock? Huge upside. Penn, by the way, Penn was a part of our portfolio, and I think SunW also was a part of our growth portfolio at some point. But let's take a look at them really quickly and see what they look like. So huge movement today. We had about a 5% run up. It seems to be cooling down during the after hours. I would say the best time to buy this was right here. I think that buy zone is gone for right now. So we're going to have to wait for the RSIs to kind of bottom out. This was actually the best place to buy it. So right here, where the RSI is dipping below the line, this is where you would want to get in to this stock. And then you'd kind of ride it, and then boom, you know. Oh, but that's after hours. Okay, so let's just look at the RSI. The RSI, I think, best was actually during the extended hours period. This RSI seems to be bouncing up, which means there's a lot of demand for this stock right now. So that's pretty cool. Hey, we have that anime guy. So for those of you guys who don't know, that anime guy is actually my son, who's a 10-year-old, and I think that's him. I don't know, but you guys can go follow him and see what he does. He plays a lot of video games, I think, on his channel. Anyways, so with that, let's continue with ticker symbols. What do you guys got? We need some ticker symbols. We need a couple of things to look at. Okay, I have a couple of ticker symbols here that we can take a look at until you guys figure out what you want to see. Okay, let's look at love. I would anticipate it would look, oh wow, look at that sell candle right there. So obviously large volume getting out of love, but unable to really hold. Whoever got out here must have regretted getting out of love, because it just kept going up above that. Okay, so GEVO, yeah, let's take a look at GEVO, Snap, and PLTR. PLTR, long term, great. I think Snap, by the way, had a huge catalyst, right? Let's take a look at Snap, actually. So GEVO, huge sell-off, continued to hold support here. We did have a buy candle, which was the last candle. Let me just click on the 1 minute so we get a better idea as to what was going on. But lots of buying power on GEVO this, towards the end of the day. Okay, Snap. Let's take a look at Snap. I know that Snap had a huge catalyst, and it did move quite a bit. Not today, but probably yesterday. Let's take a look at yesterday on Snap, because I do know that there was a lot of move there. Could you give me the catalyst? What is Snap going through right now? I think Ruby was an amazing play yesterday or the day before. I think it must have cooled down by now. Actually, RSI is looking great. Ruby is great for entry and is primed for entry right now as we speak. So Ruby looking really good to enter, but I think it is already done, because look at the volume that we had over here that took it up to $37. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's amazing volume. Let's take a look at comparatively where we sit today. So very low volume today, except for towards the end of the trading day. Volume looking good. Is that a gap? I see. Hold on. Let's take a look here. So it is gapping a little bit. We're gonna have to continue monitoring Ruby, but nothing too crazy right now. I'm gonna look at NSPR, huge catalyst for NSPR as well coming up. Look at that volume, a little better I would say than Ruby actually, and I do see this stock either hitting or getting really close to $1. So That's something that we need to keep an eye out for. We're going to continue to watch NSPR. NSPR is actually a part of our challenge portfolio, and I'm here on the 1 hour chart, and if we just go a little far back, you will see that it was over $1.20. So it may actually make sense to buy NSPR at this point. That's kind of what I would look at. XNet. Let's take a look at XNet and see where it stands. Okay, so XNet went up 20. Oh, hold on. Let me get on the 5 minute and maybe even the 1 minute. Huge catalyst today. Huge volume towards the end of day. Now, this is something that I am seeing common across the board. And what we're noticing is that once the Fed spoke and we don't have an increase in interest rates, till 2023, which is amazing. I think that news is going to take some time to settle, and I think we're going to see volume come back into the market, because I mean the amount of volume that we saw in these stocks just coming back in was ridiculous. Was literally ridiculous. You know what I mean? I think once we have volume back in, as of today, I think the market was 62% sold. Volume did start coming back in after the Fed spoke. I think truly the true volume is going to come next Monday after quad witching is done. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So SFT, Adnan, is a great is a great company. They are massively undervalued. They do equal business actually to Carvana, and they are the stock price is massively undervalued. SFT was actually on our watch list, and it was the number one stock on our watch list, I believe, before yesterday. So that's where SFT was. So it's a great buy, great long-term hold. I do believe that the company is undervalued currently. What about Sanopta? Jim Cramer says that it's a big buy right now. Okay, let's take a look at it. I haven't invested in it. I'm actually not familiar with that ticker symbol, I'll be honest, but let's take a look at it. STKL, wow. Okay, so obviously they did make a move today, and they're continuing to make a huge move after hours. And is that a gap? Let's take a look here. So we did get some buying volume. So lots of volume coming back in the market, guys. Yes, that is a gap. Okay, so this is gapping nicely actually, and we're gonna have to continue to monitor this pre-market. I know I've been trying to come on pre-market. I just haven't been able to do it, but we are going to come back very soon to pre-market. It's just a couple of things in my business life are kind of throwing me off. Wow. This is amazing. OCG made a couple of people rich, right? And this is pretty amazing. And look at the volume. Like literally, look at this volume. This volume is beautiful. This is amazing. This could be something that we can take a look at tomorrow, guys. This is not OEG, this is OCG, okay? So just to be clear, this is something that we could take a look at tomorrow and figure that out. Sava, I don't know how I feel about Sava. It's up 19% for the day with a lot of volume moving into after hours. So actually, you know what? I changed my mind because Sava is actually on the bottom part of the RSI right now. So Sava is actually dipping. It's getting pretty good to buy, according to this, at 8 p.m. But this is of course after hours, so it may not really count. Open Door Technologies. We love Open Door Technologies. Open Door Technologies is our number one preferred stock for 2021. Although I don't hold too much of it. Look at that. I wish I did, right? It's almost at $30, guys. Open Door Technology is doing very well. I think is going to continue to do very well during 2021. And I love this stock. I love the team behind it. I really think that Open Door Technologies is a great buy, or was a great buy below $25. Right now, we have obviously missed that run. So we do need to get back into Open Door. And speaking of Open Door, let's see what our history with Open Door looked like. Okay, so I'm just going to minimize this really quickly so that we can go over what our history with Open Door looked like. Okay, It's weird because I do all my due diligence on Webull, but I run everything on Robinhood. So that's a little strange. I would have rather not shown you guys what the portfolio is looking like, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so let's take a look here and see. Oh, we did have a huge sell right there. RSI is looking a little hot. Okay, but more importantly, I wanted to show you guys my history with Open Door. So this is my history. I'm gonna show you guys all the history and all the trades that we made in Open Door and what they look like. Okay, so we initially made, okay, I can't scroll all the way down, but we did have a market buy at 25.51, and then we did sell off right here at 29.92. Then we had a couple of contracts that I don't know if we made money on or not, but this was the history with the contracts. Then we did have another 300 shares that we bought right here, as you guys can see, for $21.30. We ended up selling those shares, I believe, for $21.77. Then we ended up buying them again, but this time instead of 300, we bought 100 shares at 22 and then sold them at 23. So we did make, so Open Door has been good to us. We've made a little bit of money on Open Door in this portfolio, and I think we will continue to make money on Open Door. I don't think it's like I don't think it's past us. You know what I mean? It's just that I like selling and then buying lower and then selling and then buying lower. It just makes more sense, you know. And that's kind of what it looks like. Yeah, on the options, I don't think we found too much success with Open Door. So, you know, we tried to make some money moves there. I think we ended up losing like 50 bucks on the options. But anyways, that is with Open Door. What else can we look at? You want to short GME when it goes over 300. Bill Gross Media 10 million by shorting. Well, you know, I don't know. I'm hearing talk right now that GME could go, just depending on how everything is going right now, that GME could skyrocket quite a bit. Opinion on EXPI. Big fan of Grant Cardone. Well, you all know that Grant Cardone is the new spokesperson for EXPI. So I do think that the stock is going to increase in value just based off of that. I actually do believe that there was some type of stock deal with Cardone in order to become the spokesperson for that company, which is why he's going to go super aggressive when it comes to EXPI. I really do believe that, and I think that's something that, you know, that's something that is going to happen. So EXPI is actually a part of our challenge portfolio. I like the company a lot. I think they're very disruptive. And now, in addition to that, the fact that, you know, they have a spokesperson like Cardone, I think it's going to be interesting. Can you explain fundamentals and ratios? Sure, I'm not really super day tradey, so I could explain fundamentals and ratios, but I think you would get a much better explanation from somebody who does maybe higher frequency day trading than I do. I look at basically the RSI and the MACD and wait for reversals on the MACD, and if I feel like the RSI is bottomed out, which means it's oversold, that is where I generally like to get into stocks. I think if you want fundamentals and ratios for higher speed trading or day trading or even scalping, you may want to look into something a little more educational than this live. If you buy JE and hold it, you will be happy, in my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, just my opinion. Well, let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at JE and see where it's sitting. I mean, the stock price is fairly cheap, $1.7. RSI is right in the middle, but it is after hours. It's gapping, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but the gap is actually quite far out. So look at where the gap is right now. That's quite a big gap that it does need to fill. Volume, I mean, look at the volume, guys. The volume is like extremely low, and look at this buy candle. This buy candle barely did anything to move the stock. Okay, I mean, yeah, long term probably good. I'm unaware of JE or what they do, but it does seem like, I mean, you know, they are making moves. We could do some more research and some more due diligence on JE, but I think Oh, check for the year. Okay, let's check for 1 year and see. Oh, wow. I see what you mean now. Look at that. That is amazing. Look at this. And it hasn't been filled yet? Wow. That is actually quite interesting. I won't lie. This is like a huge... Look at this candle right here. Hold on. Let's zoom out a little bit more and see where we're at. So we're at $1.79, and this stock not too recently. Actually, let's zoom out a little more and take a look at what we're missing right here. So this is kind of where it's a $10 hold, it seems like. So JE, yeah, does look like a good stock. Maybe it's something that we will consider buying and taking a look at for sure. HOFVV actually did take a look at that, but let's take a look at it again. We took a look at that earlier today on somebody else's recommendation, and we can take a look at it again. Wow, look at that. That is so beautiful. Look at this run right here. This is absolutely phenomenal. Beautiful, in fact, if anything. Okay, let me just do a 5-minute candle on it so we get a better idea on what we're looking at. Look at that. Beautiful. After hours. What was the catalyst? Could someone tell me what the catalyst was on HOFV? Let me know what the fundamentals look like on HOFV. GR and Q. Let's take a look at GR and Q as well. So GR and Q, the RSI is in the middle, you know. It's not overbought, it's not oversold, it's not really running super hot right now. I want to say GR and Q was a part of this portfolio earlier when we had started the challenge. I do believe it was. I'm not really sure. I'd have to go back and take a look. GR and Q. Let me see if I can find GR and Q and see if it was a part of this portfolio. Okay. Just gonna quickly take a look and check if we had GR and Q. I think we did. $2.91. Okay, so GR and Q was never a part of our portfolio. I think we'd like to add it into our portfolio now that we look at it. NFTs. Yeah, I think NFTs I think the NFT hype. Yeah, so I do agree with you on that for sure. All right, Garrett, I'll see you. We'll see you later. OLO, let's take a look at that as well. And see where we're at. Hold on, let me just full screen this real quick. Wow. 29 to 34, that's a big jump for the day. Okay, let me just zoom that in. Let me just get the 1 minute just to kind of get a clearer idea as to what was going on today. I think I'm missing extended hours, which is why. Hold on, let me see what's going on over here because I'm missing the extended hour portion of the chart, which is why I can't see the entire thing. Just one sec. Okay, so that one doesn't actually have any extended hours on it. So I don't have enough information to go off of. Upcoming catalyst. All right, let's take a look at SGMA. I don't know why my charts are like messing up a little bit, but let's take a look at what's going on here, guys. Just give me a second. Figure this out. TKAT, let's take a look at it. You know, somebody told me about TKAT. Was it somebody in the group that talked about TKAT yesterday? Hold on, let me see if I wrote it down for our watch list for earlier this morning, because I think it was something that we did write down. I don't know if we wrote it down, but I did hear about TKAT earlier today. And it was interesting to see because, you know, there's a lot of action on the stock, and it does seem to have settled after hours. Maybe it's something we're going to put on our watch list for tomorrow morning. Hold on. Let me put TKAT on the watch list for tomorrow morning and see how that works for us. What else are you guys looking for? So where do you think the market is heading from here, right? If you guys look at the 10-year T's, they're still fairly high. And I want to have a conversation around that and see what you guys think is going to happen, because I know we had a little bit of a hype day today because of what the Feds came out and said. I think after quad witching this Friday, we're going to get to see the true market and the true volumes come in next week. So that's kind of what I'm holding my breath for. I may or may not move in and out a couple of trades, you know, from today to Friday. I think there's going to be some buying opportunity on Friday, this Friday, maybe even towards end of hours, because most institutional equity guys will trade fairly quickly during the last hours of the day, kind of leaving the market, you know, leaving us to kind of move really quickly. So I think there's going to be some movement there, but I also think that the 10-year treasuries are, you know, when I looked at them last, they were close to 1.7. And that is a little bit of a concern for me. So do you guys think the market is going to continue to go up now that the Feds have spoken and, you know, interest rates are going to remain low till 2023? Or do you think that we, you know, that this is going to be short-lived and that the markets are going to continue to go down? These are a couple of things that we have to think about as well. And the reason I bring it up is because you all know that I love our friend, the SQQQ. And you know, I truly believe that the SQQQ is a good way probably to hedge or to better hedge against the market. And this is kind of what the SQQQ looked like today. We had a huge buy and then a huge sell. And then, you know, volume just moving in and out of the SQQQ. Now, with that being said, I think the SQQQ is at a point where it is low enough to where we could possibly get into it and hold it for some time. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on this, and if this is something that concerns you guys or not really, or do we just think that the market is going to continue to go up? Oh, one more ticker symbol that I did want to cover really quickly, which was brought to my attention yesterday, was CHPT. And CHPT is a company that I think is currently, you know, is probably currently undervalued. Dr. Billion. What's the best investment for a doctor whose annual salary is above 600K? So for anybody who has an income that high, Dr. Billion, I would say you need to invest in real estate. And the only reason I say that is because there have been strategies that were introduced just a couple of years ago to where you can depreciate your real estate investment income And you can use that depreciation to offset your W-2 or your 1099 income that you have from other places. So not only will you be making money in real estate, but you would be able to depreciate and offset your tax consequence to the IRS. So if that's something that interests you, I think that would be the right way to invest money into the markets. Of course, I think that having exposure in the public equity space, having exposure here in the stock market is great. It just depends on what your tax consequences are, right? So a lot of people worry about short-term capital gains. I actually don't worry about them that much because I have enough depreciation on my balance sheet not to pay taxes for a certain amount of income. So that's something that doesn't concern me. And that's kind of what I would suggest, or what I would think that you should invest in as somebody making $600K a year. I'm not a financial advisor, but tomorrow is the day to buy pre-market. I love how you say I am not a financial advisor before giving any advice, just to make sure that you are in the safe side. That's good. That's good. That's great. That's great. That's amazing. You know, I am also not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy on YouTube, streaming on YouTube. So that's kind of where I'm at. So anything, of course, that I talk about, do your own due diligence. Make sure that you are comfortable investing in the stocks that you are invested in. Of course, you can always use my portfolio as a benchmark. I invest in companies that I believe in long term. And for that reason, that is why I buy those stocks, right? So that's something that, of course, you have to take with a grain of salt all the time. Now, once again, guys, hit that like button. We are about to hit 1 hour of live streaming in about 9 minutes. So let's try to see if we can go over the hour and continue live streaming for about 1 hour today. I think that would be pretty awesome if I could do it. I am trying to now start live streaming some of my trades as well. I don't know if that's something that I'm allowed to do, but it's something I think it should be fine. I mean, I've seen a lot of people stream their trades online, and I think it's pretty cool that they can do that. And now that we have YouTube, you know, we are definitely able to do something like that. Hey guys, also consider hitting the join button and becoming a member to my channel. You'd be contributing to me as a creator, and of course being part of an amazing community. And of course, you would also be getting my daily alerts, whether I buy or nothing. It's just right here on YouTube. I keep it simple, keep it easy for you guys to enjoy. Okay, a couple of other stocks that I think went parabolic today that nobody's talking about. Polar Power is something that I cover in my portfolio, in my streams every day. I feel like there was a lot of volume on Polar Power midday, and that is kind of where it hit that $13.50 mark. As you guys can see, there's a candlestick there. Now it is gapping down since then, but I wonder what that spike in volume was. I would be very interested in seeing what that was. Apxt. So Apxt, let me just quickly, we covered it yesterday as well. I think it did do fairly well today. Well, meh. You know, it did have a run up earlier in the morning and then it went back down. What is the catalyst for Apxt? Wish I could find about stocks like TKAT before they pop. So, you know, it's funny you say that. Would you guys, I'm going to tell you guys like how I look at stocks and how I look for stocks. Of course, I'm part of a lot of Discords. You know what? Let me share a really cool, I don't know if you guys are on this, but I recently joined it and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Hold on, let me see if I can work with you guys here, or what I've started using to do my research on stocks. And how many of you are familiar with StockTwits? It's like the Twitter, but it's the Twitter for stocks investing, and it's really cool because it has a lot of features that I really like. And I feel like it's very user friendly, and it has a lot of information. And the way I use it actually is, look, all I need to do is I click this, right? And then I click this real-time button right here. And once I click this real-time button, it actually starts sharing data and information on stocks that I think are going to be good, are going to make a move. And it gives you information on all different catalysts of a lot of different stocks. I just want to know how many of you are are using StockTwits at all, or have heard of StockTwits at all. So of course on this side over here I have my watch list, right? So these are stocks that I am watching, and it gives me information on stocks that I'm watching. But if you look up here, it also gives you trending, and trending is that TKAT that a lot of you wanted to invest in before it pops. So it gives you all of these stocks that are trending, right? And if you press the play button here, it actually gives you all of the trending stocks that are moving right now. Now, not only that, it also, in fact, so if you just click on, where's the button really quickly? If you just click on, where is what I'm looking for? So if you, oh, here. So if you click on trending, it'll give you just stuff that is trending right now, and it's pretty cool. Like, I think, like, you know, like FMAC, right? For example, if we plug in FMAC and see what is going on, or, you know, or this TKAT, you know, which is what you guys were talking about, SLS, ADAX. So ADAX has come up at least twice or three times. And look at this, like in the past week, somebody posted a little screenshot. Now, of course, you have to be very careful when you look at these little tiny screenshots, but somebody has posted a little screenshot of their portfolio going up to $176,000 in the past week. So that could be them either putting money into the account, or that, you know, being a genuine profit. So we really don't know what that is. So you need to be you need to be, you know, you need to be aware of stuff like this, and you need to really, like, you know, be able to consume all the knowledge and the data. So I think it's a medical device company with a $17 billion market cap. Why BioStock traded at 4? I mean, is that the industry norm for bio stocks to trade at 4 times PE? It's a medical device company with $17 billion market cap. I don't know. So anyways, getting back to how to find, yeah, they have an app too. Exactly, they have an app. I actually prefer logging into their on their website, and the reason that I actually wanted to show you guys this is you can click on the trending and you can take a look at all of this, but they have a really cool section where you go, I believe you go to shows or rankings. Let's click on rankings and see what the heat maps are. Yeah, so if you look at rankings over here, what you'll notice is the rank by trending, right? So what is trending on StockTwits? But what I like even more is I like looking at the most active. And what the most active gives you is it gives you, I believe, with the most messages in the last 24 hours. So this is where you can really find a heat map on where things are going. So this is how many times there was a message about AMC, or this is how many times there was a message about SOS. This is how many times there was a message about SPY, SNDL, GME, AABB. Maybe that's something that we need to look into that a lot of people have not been looking into, right? So these are all the times that these stocks were mentioned. And guess what? If they were mentioned this many times, you know, this is something that we want to look at. We also want to look at how many times these ticker symbols were looked at by new people, right? By new watchers. And so this gives us pretty much a pretty good insight, I would say, for free. By the way, this is a free, like, I'm using it for free right now. I don't have a paid subscription or anything. It's completely free, and it gives me all of this good data that I think is pretty cool. And, you know, and you just need to consume it. And the more you consume, the more you're going to make, you know, better and, I guess, more educated decisions, right? So look at this. Facebook, by the way, Facebook did come out earlier today. So I'm just going to pause this really quickly because I do want to take a look at that. And Facebook earlier today was at a very good buy price, right? And the reason that people can, like, get into all of these is because you're able to now find out, you know, what things are looking like using a simple and easy website. This is, of course, Twitter is great, but I just prefer stock twits honestly over Twitter. So if you guys are looking for a place to like do some due diligence so that you feel like you don't miss out, I think this is pretty good. I would say it's sufficient. If you have stock twits and you're able to go through all the data, I really think that you guys should be making, or you guys will be making at least 50%, better decisions than you were if you were not using something like stock twits. So that's kind of my 2 cents on how I look at how I research information or look at it. I think it's fairly easy. It's fairly simple. You do have to be in front of a screen quite a lot in order to absorb all the information, but I think that's fine. I think it's gonna be fine. I think if you're serious about trading and making this your main or an important part of your journey trading, I think stock twits is definitely something that is important to have, and it's free. That's the best part. The fact that it's free is amazing. The stock ticker is bio. Let's look at it. Okay. BIO, and I'm assuming that this is it. Is this it? It's trading for $566. It was trading at $553 earlier today. Now, why it traded at the market cap that it did, or why it traded at the PE ratio that it did, I do not have the answer to that. But it does seem like let's see what the volume on this is really looking like right now. Because we are after hours, the RSI is at 48.91, which is, okay. MACD has reversed. I guess we'd have to take a look at it closer to pre-market to, make a better judgment. But let me look into maybe the 1 hour chart and see what that's looking like. So it's trading at 689. And then beyond that, let's see beyond that where we were, 636. When was this? January, not too long ago. So are you trying to say that this is currently at a discount basically, because it looks like it's been trading in the 600s. It hits a level of support at about 630 or between 630 to 650 and then just falls, free fall style. And now it's been trading for much less, although it does have volume. There is movement in the company, especially just a few days ago. There's pretty good movement here. It seems like every time it drops to, let's see where it drops to where it picks up. Look at the gap over here. I just noticed this, by the way. This is actually a huge gap right here when it hit bottom. Very choppy. Very choppy. We'd have to do a little bit of research. Riot is looking good. We love Riot. Riot, it was a part of our portfolio. We sold it today. We're going to jump back into it tomorrow, and we are going to take a look at it. I made my DCF and found it at $3,600, and now it trades at $566. Well, we'd have to take I guess we'd have to go over your DCF and see what was it based on. Was it based on a valuation, or was it based off of like actuals, or was it based off like a pro forma over the next 5 years, or what that looked like? And I guess we could do that and kind of figure out what your DCF looked like. But look, just because your DCF says it's $3,600 and it's trading at 566, it could just mean that it's undervalued and nobody's picked up on it yet. Like I never heard, or I didn't hear about the ticker symbol before you brought it up, right? So it could be one of those things that just that's just down. Because I remember we bought Dynatrade a while ago, and it was undervalued when we had purchased it. Now, of course, we sold it because it went up really a lot since we bought it. So it's no longer a part of the portfolio, but very similar situation to where somebody did a DCF on it, and it was undervalued, which is why we made a move and bought bought DT, right? So, it's just the market. That's what the market is like. All right, guys, time to make some money. Where's the money at? So Riot, I think, is really good. I think there's going to be some opportunity to make money there. I think CCIV, there's going to be some opportunity to make money there. I actually think DraftKings, there's going to be some opportunity. DF DraftKings, right? So DKNG. I think DraftKings, there's going to be some opportunity to make money in DraftKings as well. I think there's going to be some money to be made in ALPP as well. I think somebody brought that ticker symbol up yesterday, by the way. And nothing against it. I actually like the company. So I think there's going to be some money to be made. Either way, I think moving forward, there's going to be some money to be made. It is just time we put some money into the stock market and see how it pans out, because we do need to get to a certain number by the end of the year. Yep. All right, guys. With that being said, thank you. We are going to continue this tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll try to do a pre-market tomorrow if possible. If I feel like I can't, I will be streaming later tomorrow as well, just to see where the market has gone. I will be doing a review of my portfolio once again. As you all know, I have very little buying power left because I did go all in between yesterday and today. So I am completely spent. If there are any more dips, I will not have any more cash to buy the dips. Maybe $2,000, but that's like really nothing, right? With that being said, I do think that the market is reversing. Like I said, do not expect too much crazy movement this week. I think the crazy movement is going to come once all the options expire and people get back into the market, starting probably end of Friday or Monday morning. That's kind of where I see the volume ramping up into the markets. Hopefully 10-year Ts are a little lower or open a little lower tomorrow. That would be something that I think would be exciting. That would prevent me from buying some more SQQQ into my portfolio. That being said, if I think that SQQQ is going for cheap, meaning it is decreasing in price a lot, I may jump into it as a hedge and just hold on to it a little longer term. Now, of course, there is a little bit of time decay there, and we will have to take that into consideration. Dr. Billion, you are welcome from Sharjah. I am also originally from Sharjah, so thank you for realizing that. I wonder if I know you, Dr. Billion. I don't know. I don't think I do, but I could. I mean, it is possible. Anyways, with that being said, guys, I will talk to you tomorrow. Good night. Stay safe. Hold on to just a little bit of cash.